Hello, hello. I'm Casey.
And I'm Fallon.
And this is
Render the Darkness.
I missed the punchline on that one, just a smidgeroonies.
Just smidge.
Alright, so gonna give you your fun fact, and then I'm gonna hand it over to Fallon because this is gonna be her case.
Yeah.
I was feeling like I wanted to know a little bit more about pelicans today. And here's what I found out. Pelicans are at least 30 million years old.
Oh.
So technically they're kind of like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just an evolved version of what they were, or if this is what they always looked like. But the earliest pelican fossil that's actually like on record is a 30 million year old skull.
Ooh.
That was found in France.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't realize they were around for that long.
I didn't either.
And take it away, Fallon.
All right. So this episode is out of our 50-state series. This episode, we're going to learn about some of the most famous hauntings that come out of Iowa.
Ooh.
Yeah. Goes Iowa.
Ooh.
I did it.
Does it go with ghosts, though?
It does if I say it does.
It's not a thing.
I made it a thing. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the Villisca Axe Murder House that is located in Villisca, Iowa.
Okay.
Now, on June 9th, 1912, there was an event at the New Presbyterian Church, and the Moore family that consisted of the parents Josiah, Sarah, and their children, Herman, who was 11, Catherine, who was 10, Arthur, who was 7, and Paul, who was 5, went to see it. Two of Catherine's friends, the Stellinger sisters, Mary, who was 8, and Lena, who was 12, were participating in that event. At 6 p.m., Josiah called Mary and Lena's home and asked if the girls could stay the night, and the family agreed. They all went back to the Moore's home around 9:30 p.m. Mary and Lena slept in the sewing room that the Moores set up for them. Catherine stayed in her brother's room next to their parents' room. In the early morning, an intruder went into the home and with an axe murdered everyone in the home. Now, it said that the parents were murdered first, then their 4 children, and then the Stellinger sisters. It is also said that the murderer went back into the parents' room and hit Josiah 30 times.
Ooh.
And continued to hit the rest of the family so that they were unrecognizable.
Oh.
And the intruder actually did this with the blunt end of that axe.
Ew.
Now, the murderer then covered all the mirrors, which at the time was something that people did at wakes and funerals. They also covered the victims with cloth or clothing, closed all of the blinds, and the 2 windows that didn't have blinds, the murderer covered with some of the family's clothing. Then they went back to where their Stellinger sisters were and left the axe against the wall. They washed their hands in a pail of water, made something to eat, and left the home, locking the doors behind them. Now, there is a lot more to that case, but I'm not going to go into a lot of the detail because this case is about hauntings in Iowa, but we may do an episode on that in the future because there is a lot to that case. So, the house would go through a lot of changes between 1936 and 1994. The porches were closed in and the plumbing and electricity had been added. The building had been purchased by Darwin Lynn in 1995, but he would keep that purchase a secret from his wife for months. Now, once she found out, Martha and Darwin decided to restore it to the original home using photographs and neighbors' descriptions. They would remove all the modern amenities, including the plumbing, electricity, and the bathroom. They restored the outside property, which included the outhouse and the chicken coop. Eventually, the building was restored to what it looked like back in 1912. The home was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1998. In the beginning of the 2000s, they tried to create a list of all the people that had actually occupied the home, but found it pretty hard to do because a lot of people just left after a few weeks of being there. Martha and Darwin would learn some interesting stories about the house. One being that in 1960, a man was in the kitchen making dinner, minding his own business, when he seen a flash of light. The man blacked out, and when he came to, there was a knife stuck in his hand.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ow.
So, the family moved out pretty soon after that.
I would.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Now, when it comes to the hauntings, people say that they have heard footsteps and things will be in different places than they were originally placed. People also comment on how they get bad vibes from the home. On the website roadtrippers.com, Anna Hyder went to visit the home and found a corkboard with pictures that showed orbs and someone with scratches on their back. So the next one that we're going to talk about, hopefully I say this correctly, is Ferris Schoolhouse. Now the Ferris Schoolhouse is located outside of Des Moines, Iowa, in a town called Farah. The school hasn't been used since 2002, but it still remains the most active building in town. A little bit of the history about the school is that in 1919, a farmer donated 6 acres of land to build a school. The price to construct the building was $100,000, which today would be $1,867,329.48.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Now, understandably, the townspeople didn't really agree with building the school, but they went ahead and built it anyway.
Why do you say understandably?
Because that's a lot of money that the town had to come up with. Because the guy just donated the land, not the money.
Oh, I thought he donated the money.
No, he donated he donated the land.
Okay, I misunderstood what you said. I thought he donated the money for the school and the land.
No, just the land.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood that one.
That's right. No worries. But on April 1st, 1922, a ceremony was held with a banquet and an orchestra for the grand opening. People came from miles around to see the new advancements like boiler heating, electricity, and indoor plumbing. By the beginning of the 2000s, there was a need for a better schooling solution. Just like schools in the past with one room, this school also fell to the demand of newer technology. So, on May 3rd, 2002, the town had another ceremony, but this time to end the use of the building as a school. The ceremony also had a banquet and an orchestra. After that day, the school sat empty for a few years. In 2006, Jim and Nancy Oliver bought the building, wanting to turn it into their home. After they started renovations, I'm sure you would have guessed it, the couple started hearing strange sounds and seeing shadows moving in the rooms. Shadows. I'm trying to get you.
I'm seeing some shadows right now.
From the 1980s to 2002, stories have been floating around about how the school was haunted. Teachers and students would often hear noises and notice strange things happening throughout the building. There had also been reports of figures walking through the halls and doors slamming shut by themselves.
Just your regular old haunting
Normal
happenings.
One spirit that is seen quite often is a tall, dark figure at the top floor. The people that have seen the spirit say the figure has an intimidating vibe, almost like it could have been an authority figure at the school. Another spirit that is said to dwell in the school is that of a janitor, who is mostly seen or heard in the broiler room. People report that he's aggressive, and there have been EVPs of him saying "get out" to people that are visiting the school. There are also reports of people hearing children laughing and playing throughout the building, and they can be heard talking a lot of the time in the broiler room as well. So the last one we are going to be talking about is not really a haunting, but it's more about legend and myths, but it's pretty interesting. It's called the Black Angel of Iowa City. Now, the story behind the Black Angel's creation goes like this. The idea of the angel was created as a memorial for Teresa, hopefully I say this correctly, Felderbert's son, Eddie, hopefully I say this correctly, Dolezal, who had passed away when he was 18 from meningitis. Before the angel was created, there was a tree stump that was placed to mark his grave. Saddened by her son's death, Teresa moved to Oregon, got married, but in 1911 her husband died, so she moved back to Iowa. When she got back, she had hired artist Mario Corbell to make the statue so that it could watch over her son and husband. In 1912, the large bronze statue was finished. However, Teresa didn't like the way it looked, with some saying the quality of the statue was pretty poor. Now, even though she didn't like the design, she still paid $5,000 for it, which today would be $166,519.59.
My goodness.
Now, her son and her husband and the original grave marker were moved next to the angel. Teresa passed away on November 18th, 1924 of cancer, and her ashes were buried under the angel. Now, throughout the years, there have been stories about the angel, and a lot of them are about why the statue turned black. Some people thought that it was because Teresa was evil and her sins turned it that color. Another is that a man who was a priest buried his son under the statue, and it turned black because he was the one who was the cause of his son's death. Another is that Teresa had remarried, and before she passed away, her new husband promised to always be faithful to her. But after she was buried under the angel, he found a new girlfriend, and the statue turned black because of the broken promise. However, the scientific reason is because it was made of bronze, so throughout the years, it oxidized and turned a greenish black. Sorry, I had to put that in there.
You kind of ruined the whole build-up of the theories of the ghost by putting the scientific reason why that happened.
Well, they had it in there, so you could choose which one you believe. There's...
People believe magic existed, and then science proved it doesn't.
Yeah, hey, sorry. Sorry to mess that up there for you.
That was just me being sarcastic. For the record, magic absolutely does exist. 100%. Maybe not in the way that we get it demonstrated to us in person, but it does exist.
For reals. It does. I've seen it.
But yes, that makes sense with it being bronze and oxidizing over the years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are also some myths that surround the statue. Some of them are that any girl kissed under it in the moonlight will pass away in 6 months.
You know how some of those, like the Bloody Mary thing, and in the mirror and all that stuff. There are some things that they have against, some things in the world where you just wouldn't want to go test that out.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, how many of you, come on, let's be honest, how many of you tried the Bloody Mary in the mirror thing, right? Bloody Mary mirror?
Yeah.
We all did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never had any success with it, but we tried it.
Mm.
This is not one you go try.
No, because, if it, that would be terrible.
Yeah, this is not one you test the waters on, I don't think.
Another one is if you touch it on Halloween, you will pass away in 7 years.
Again, another one you don't test.
And for some reason, that reminded me of The Ring. 7 days.
Oh, The Ring. I thought you said The Rain. I was like, what?
Oh, The Ring.
Oh, I was like... November Rain, what made you think of... Anyway,
no.
You did not say the rain,
No.
so that's irrelevant. Yep. That was your Ring impression? 7 days.
I don't know how to do it. I could try to do it better, but, 7 days. Now I sound like the kid from,
That's The Grudge, right? Where she's doing that...
Yeah, but no, I was
thing or
thinking
whatever.
of...
Hey, I did that really good.
Yeah, you did.
Thanks. Anyway.
I can't think of it now. Oh, The Shining.
Red
Rum. Okay.
Hey,
Anyway.
Interesting fact about that movie. I know we're kind of getting off topic here, but interesting fact about that movie. The kid who played Danny in that movie didn't know that it was a scary movie when they were filming it. He didn't know until after they filmed it that it was a scary movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He was in some peculiar scenes.
That's what maybe it was it The Shining? Did I heard that? One of those. Fun fact. One of them scary movies. The kid didn't know. Was it The Shining? I'm gonna Google it.
Well, while she Googles that, another one is anyone who kisses a statue will fall dead on the spot. So today, people who visit the cemetery will get strange and eerie feelings from the statue. And unfortunately, because of all the myths and the stories, Teresa's reputation has been tarnished. And because of that, her memorial has had a lot of vandalism. People have damaged it to where the statue doesn't have all of its fingers. But there are some people who the groundkeepers say that will leave offerings of money, flowers, and even liquor. And a lot of couples have been married under the Black Angel of Iowa. I know. I was trying to finish because it was a sentence. It was a sentence.
This is important. Okay. Yes, it was The Shining. I was correct. It says that Danny Kubrick, that was the character's name. Anyway, Stanley Kubrick wanted his performance to be authentic, so the actor playing Danny Torrance, which was, anyway, he thought he was filming a drama, not a horror movie. So I was right. It was The Shining. So he protected 5-year-old Danny Lloyd from scary scenes and kept the true nature of the film from him until after the movie was released.
That's strange.
That's not strange. That's sweet. What are you talking about? He was trying to protect the kid.
It's just strange.
Do you know what happened to Shelley Duvall after this film?
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's just strange that, like, all the different scenes that
Jack
he was
Nicholson
in.
was already nuts, so.
Hey, now.
He had just gotten off the back of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Don't be talking ill of Jack Nicholson.
I'm not saying that he's nuts now. I'm just saying he was already nuts at the time, so he was at no risk. Poor Shelley Duvall, like, her life just went after that movie. At least he tried to protect the kid, is all I'm saying. That's a good thing. I think it's sweet. Anyway, could you repeat your sentence? I wasn't listening.
No, it's okay. No, what I was going to say, though, is that all I can think of, and I'm sure a lot of people think of this too, don't come at me for it, but it's just one of those things in the movie where her cigarette ash is like this long and never falls.
Sorry.
Like she's sitting there talking and it's just like... Anyway. Alright, well, that's the end of that there. That's my case.
That was an interesting case, and that ringtone was not sponsored.
Somebody forgot to turn their phone off.
I did. I forgot to silence it. I'm so sorry. I know. Well, thank you for your Ghosts of Iowa.
You're very welcome.
There's some interesting theories about the Black Angel of Iowa.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go see it. Looks interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So
I mean, because it's like, you know, which they even say it in the... I didn't put it in here, but they say, you know, like most of the times whenever there's an angel in the cemetery, it's usually, you know, looking up or something like that. This one's actually got the wings curved and looking down.
Oh.
But I was like, well, she wanted it to look over her son and husband, so...
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty neat looking.
Okay.
But there you have it, some of the Ghosts of Iowa. Good one.
Well, thank you guys for joining us and hanging out with us today. Sorry we were in a little bit of a silly mood. We have not been silly in our videos for a little while, so yeah, I don't mind having a day every now and then where we can just kind of have a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah, I like being silly in the non-like...
Obviously, we would never do that in a true crime.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm saying.
inappropriate.
Yeah,
but
no.
And not to say that these aren't important, viable stories, but...
Yeah, but I mean, you know, hauntings, ghosties, you know, cryptids, you know, you
could be a little playful in those, a little bit of banter, and we've been trying to keep that to a minimum because we know it's not everybody's favorite thing to see when you come to watch a true crime video. Most of you are here for the story. You're not here for the fun-loving personalities that we harbor. But you know, sometimes our personalities are just so overwhelmingly strong that we can't help but release them. I was trying to be as dramatic as possible.
For some reason, all I was thinking was, unleash the Kraken! I don't know why. I was just like,
I got a bottle of rum. Anyway, not sponsored. But yeah, that was our case. If you like what we're doing, if you like our content, if you'd like to see more, if you have a special request, anything of those natures.
Yeah, I gotta do one too, because you did the rum thing. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. Sorry.
But yeah, so give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, tell your friends, be our friends, communicate, comment. Yeah.
Say hi, say something.
Also, if you don't like our faces, you can always just listen on Spotify. You don't have to have the visual content. You can only listen. But I hope that's not the case. I hope you would like our faces enough to listen and or watch either way. However you can get the content.
You can also get it that way off of YouTube too.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, there's also for every case we do, there's a version in the YouTube videos that is only the
audio,
not just the audio, but it's also transcribed, so you get like the subtitles. Yeah. Well, why do the words come across the screen then?
Does it?
It does.
Are you sure?
Isn't that what that means? Okay, well, maybe scratch that part, but either way, the audio is for sure there.
We're gonna have to look
So
at
the
that.
point is, if you don't like our faces, there are some healthy alternatives where you don't have to be subjected to what we think is incredible beauty. But if it's not your thing, Chicken Wing, you got other options. Don't leave us. Just choose another option.
Y'all.
Yeah, take another path, but like stay on the path where the road like leads still to us. Anyway, all right, I'm done. Soapbox. That's our case for today.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.